Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching GeekCaster. I'm Phil Geeks, and today we've got
Ow! Prince of all purple, Davion Bussy.
The man with Corey Davis.
Your fave, Sailor Leone.
a sailor. All right, this is GeekCaster, and we did an episode talking about geek perspective on life and things going on. And I have some questions. I got some questions for y'all just to get a geek perspective on it. Hold on, let's make sure our live feed. We do this show live, ladies and gentlemen. We do this live
Yeah.
and we stream. Let's make sure the stream is going well.
Yes,
All
we
right.
live.
Yeah, we're live on Twitch, isn't it?
I
Yes.
hope so. That's
Twitty,
And,
Twitch.
We'll be doing live on Facebook too, so you can catch us everywhere. So
yeah.
I have a question for y'all. Now we cover content and stuff, and we have a perspective. But should we really be critiquing? Do we have the right to critique these shows and say what's good and not good?
We can go by our opinions, but as far as making judgments for everybody else, no. It's up to the individual whether they like it or not. We could basically put our 2 cents in and just give our opinion, but as far as the viewer, it's up to the viewer whether they like the show or not. So it's up to that individual.
I think as consumers, yeah, we do, because although everyone is different, we do share a lot with the common people. So if we can say, oh, I like this about a certain thing, or I didn't like this about a certain thing, that actually reverberates in the consumerville. So yeah, I think we do have a point in critiquing
Right.
what we consume. Did Sailor just agree with me?
I was very confused myself. I was like, what's happening here? This is like another universe. Well, the reason why I bring that up because I was watching the other day Black AF. Have you seen that? And there's one of the episodes where they were talking about just a commentary on black people and just supporting shows just because other black people are producing them. And then you have in that particular show talking about other ethnicities, specifically white people just supporting. They just don't want to say anything bad about the show. So they're winning awards and just winning by default. And I wonder, specifically talking about the geek community, do we fall in the same trap where there's shows and we're just so happy to see other POCs in the show that we give them a pass? But if they weren't people of color, we probably would have said, "Oh, that's okay," or "That sucks," or something. Do we fall in the same trap?
I think we all have our biases. Bias.
You said it right. Don't you doubt yourself, Queen.
Yeah, so pretty much I think that's really what it depends on because we all have that bias.
I don't know what's happening now, but I agree with Sailor.
Yeah. It's kind of like, yeah, it's gone. I'm sorry. It's gone.
I think I understand what you're trying to say. Like, I don't want to say things we gravitate towards or things that we're attracted to naturally because we are POCs.
It's like you want people that look like you to, like, be cool. But yeah, like, I know for us, we don't like Tyler Perry movies. We didn't like Medea movies. Some people did, but that was not my cup of tea. Some people like it. It's not my cup of tea. So it's kind of like one of those things where we all have the right to our bias. And like talking about anime, all the anime that has POC in it have all been good. So I'm like, I always tell all my friends, like any of my friends that are POC, I'll start them off on like Michiko to Hachin. I'll start them off on like what is it? Samurai Champloo and Afro Samurai, because it's like
Yeah.
it's there. I bet there are some trash, anime that has POC in it, but so far, even like Psyche K, there's a POC in it, and obviously My Hero. So it's kind of like I like those characters so far. I don't know any other POC anime that maybe I'm missing. I don't
Bleach.
know.
I mean, there's two POC, Tozen and
Bleach. Bleach.
yeah.
No, that man ain't got no eyes. Ain't no got no eyes.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. Well, do you think some people are just winning by default and get nowhere?
No,
No, no,
no.
they're bringing the
I,
heat.
I don't agree with that because either way, we're still not getting that type of recognition. If they're going to be giving anything to Black people or POC, they're going to do it with the most society-based people. Yeah, they're might going to vote up some stuff that, let's say, someone who could be a non-supporter of some of our movements, like, and they'll be okay with it.
And then some people take that to the extreme, and we call them out. Like, should I name drop? Do I want to say Doja Cat? Like how you make these songs that are.
Oh yeah, no. Your whole community, your whole audience is LGBTQIA plus. And
Yeah.
you are over here saying, I'm not gonna say sorry for saying these words. And so again, you trigger everybody by multiply typing those words. And that's none of my business. Just because she was like in those chats, she was on those chats with those white supremacists, and she acting like, oh my god, it was a joke. And I'm like, no, baby girl, I know who you is. I'll
Yeah.
fight you on sight. Let's go.
Yeah,
And
you
people are
make
like, wow, you're mad at her because she had her. I'll say that word too. Me, if you say that word around me right now.
getting uppercutted.
Yeah, she's
But
a hot mess. She is definitely a parasite, just in general. Just want to be famous to be famous. I mean, she's got some talent, but it's like it is limited. But that's what she uses, sex and controversy, and unfortunately, she's even using, race as a card rather than any kind of respect or passion. Does that make sense?
What
Does
do you
that work?
mean?
Well,
yeah, I mean, it's what we live by with Spider-Man. With great power must come great responsibility. You must be upholded to the standard that you're trying to put out in society. So if you're going to sit here and demean the very people who probably support you and like you, then we have the right to say no. This is not what we want.
yeah, we have
You're
a
not
lot
it.
more power than we really think about. Someone said a very
The
interesting
best thing
critique.
that happened for women that didn't like the Doja Cat was men who got played by Doja Cat. That was the best thing because we're not gonna go argue with you, but these men are gonna be like, "You lied to us. You said you were gonna cancel Doja Cat," and that lasted for like 2 seconds, and then people remembered she was an ambiguous Black woman. So yeah.
Well, interesting. Somebody said interesting critique about Ice Cube and Lil Wayne during the time of.
Yeah,
I
Ice
don't.
Cube.
I don't.
What's his name? Ice Cube, the baby,
Little
Lil
Pump.
Wayne,
Don't forget
Kanye
Trina.
West. I'm just sitting here
Get
like,
Trina.
Which one?
was Ice Cube for Donald Trump? Because the issue was he was just spouting stuff that he didn't have any information about. But he was like, yeah, go vote, go do this. And remember, you got the power, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't see him actually for Trump. Was that a thing? If you want to know.
Oh,
No,
Do you guys know
he,
if
he
that was a
wanted
thing? I don't
to.
think that was a
What
thing.
my understanding, right? It's just my understanding. If anyone in the comments, please let us know. My understanding that he had an idea, and he was trying to reach out to both candidates and say, "Listen, you're not really for me for real, and we know you're not for me. Either way, here are my demands, and I want either of you to work on these programs, these ideas to help the black community." So I guess we can't really put him totally in that. But when it comes to Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, and who else?
Oh no, I don't like 50 Cent.
Trina.
Little Pump.
Because
Little
I
Pump.
hate that man, and I really wish those shots kept him. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna
I'm gonna
be
be
banned from
honest with
Twitch,
people.
but I really
Are
hate him. He's one of the most toxic people I have ever seen.
and I
He is
agree.
so toxic.
I agree with you, Sailor, because technically he's like your typical individual that I rather listen to money over right.
He doesn't have any feelings or anything. He literally came for one of his co-hosts and called her like a monkey and all this stuff. Like he was dragging this girl on the internet. And he's one of those men that really be thinking that nobody can touch me. And I really want somebody to touch that man because I really need him to get all those things again. Because it took it and smiled, right? But
Well,
no.
now let me bring this back here. Now, now we're talking about musical artists and basically just being out of touch with their community, just trying to basically get over that and use
But
their celebrity for themselves. So wait, staying off of politics. I'm just bringing it back now. Just bringing
I
it back.
know
Just see where I'm going with it. The reason why I bring just in case the audience gets confused, this is GeekCaster. So the reason why I bring this up is, do we find there's a disconnect within nerd or geek content where those individuals, through what they put out, are disconnected to the audience? Because that's what it boils down to.
I think it depends on the type of geek. If I understand what you're getting at, because some geeks are not into that, and some geeks are. So, I mean, the same way with people. So some people are into it, some people aren't. So I think it depends on the person and the type of geek. At the
Into
end of the
what?
day.
Well,
Exactly.
yeah, what into it? Because what I mean, like, when let me give an example so I'm clear, that I'm not confusing anyone. For instance, they'll come out with a movie about a comic book character or animation or anime, right? And then they don't stay close to anything having to do what made us fall in love with that at all. Like, there's a disconnect. Do we find that they're creating content that's just to make money, that's a disconnect, just like some of these celebrities politically might be disconnected?
Yes.
You see what I did there? You see the learning curve there? You see how I make people learn something? Never mind.
I would say that definitely now that like cosplay is more popular and like people, it's not as gate kept. Um, a lot of people kind of just, yeah, they make content quick. They make content quickly, and they just be dropping everything, and people love it. People really do. But like for a long time, I wanted all my photos to look professional. But now everybody's back to like taking like selfies in their home and posting two pictures, and I'm like, okay, I really just want to work on a cosplay for like 4 months and then debut it. But all right, I guess I'll take pictures like this. So, I mean, everything goes by a trend. Everything moves the way it needs to move based on society and pop culture. It's just how you adapt to it.
Mm.
And, there's
Yep.
not even just speaking about rappers or POC in our community. You have to even think about African presidents and African governments and how they're given things and they're really only thinking about how it benefits them and not to help others. AKA how Lil Wayne saw it, AKA how Kanye saw it, AKA how all these people are saying like, oh well, he's doing well for this, he did all this stuff for black.
I
It's the same system, and
and
it keeps going over and over again in smaller areas. It starts big, and each level you go to, it's still there.
and also I really think that the only concern is, like you said, is them. How I'm gonna profit, like with this whole tax thing. Oh, since you're gonna put out a tax thing, Biden, then we're gonna go with Trump because Trump don't want us to have taxes. Dude, you live in the United States. There is gonna be taxes. Taxes basically help run this country. Without taxes, you won't have the things that most people need. Certain things that you won't be able to get. Like, is there taxes that is used unnecessarily? Yes, but realistically, certain things is to help the community.
Right.
You know, and I'm not just saying it's helping the black community fully. No, it's not. It's helping other communities, yes, but not too much of the black community.
Like it's helping a few people in the black community. I know, like my family, we have small businesses, so it was a lot harder to like do everything
Yeah.
with like Obamacare and make sure like her employees were covered and all that stuff. It's become very hard for small businesses. Um, and that's pretty much why that I feel like that's a lot of the reason why other POC who made a certain amount of money or own businesses went towards that way.
Before we continue, I'm gonna read some comments in our chat room. Mel said Ice Cube really thought Trump was going to sponsor his idea, and people were blank that Ice Cube went to Trump and actually talked with him and made agreements with him.
Really? That's what he did?
Yeah. So Weber said Ice-T was against Trump. Melly said, yeah, Lil Wayne, a Trump rider.
Are you saying Ice Cube or Ice-T? Because I don't like Ice-T.
Well, Melly said Ice Cube, and then I think Mark Weber said Ice-T.
Okay, so what about Ice-T? I don't like that person. He's colorist.
He's against Trump.
He's misogynistic. I hate him.
But he's against Trump, though.
Yeah. And then Mike also just put, also 400K is literally the 1%, and you only get taxed at the higher rate for the money you make over 400K. So if you make 420K, only 20K is taxed at the higher rate. So, and yeah, people don't understand that distinction, and everyone's like, oh, I got stocks and bonds, and now it's going to get taxed. It's only going to get taxed if you make a certain percentage, or if you have a certain percentage in assets, and your 35K, it's okay. It's not going to get overly taxed.
Wait a minute. So if you just happen to have a little bit over that, you're screwed.
What do you mean? No. So if you have like 400,000, you're going to get taxed past whatever you make. So if you make 420, the 20K is taxed at the higher rate. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I need to call my accountant. That's what I need to do. That's what you're telling me. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
If it's the same number, are you not charged anything?
No, it's still the same tax. You're just charged at a higher rate past 400K.
Oh, okay.
Based on income, though, not how much you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Total gross income.
So if you get $1 million, yeah, you won't get hit. If you make $1 million, yeah, you getting hit.
But that's how it should be, and that's what everyone's saying.
Hey guys, can we stop the show right now? I need to call my accountant. Things are happening.
Man, hush your mouth. Keep it going.
Things are happening.
Your 150K is fine.
Stress.
You'll live. Keep the show going.
Or do they string?
Ooh.
Stress. I didn't even hear what you said. I'm going to play this back, you know. There's a 30-second delay. I just got to watch the stream. I see where you're going with it. You notice Sailor's the only one that gets like a royal title. Because you guys be acting up.
It's all good. We need the humor.
I see where you're going with it. So, with that being said, the Snyder Cut. Are they going to give us... This is my version of fan service, okay? Are they going to serve us? They really going to serve the community? Or was it going to get the crap that we got last time?
I think...
I want to be...
Was it Justice League? All right, I'm going to be totally honest. I really think they're going to service the fans on this one.
Is this a video game or a show?
It's a movie.
No, the movie. They're going to service the fans because Snyder had a different vision than the way it went originally because of stuff that happened within, whatever happened. I don't want to expose too much, but...
Expose.
But so he had an issue, a family issue, and I'm going to say that. And that's what had him exit out of the Justice League film. As they had somebody else take over, and I'm going to be honest, when I saw the film, I actually fell asleep at the very end of the fight scenes with the whole characters fight and one so-called major baddie, and I was like, ignoring.
Yeah, all the hype leading up to it, basically, like just give you the cliff notes, or like supposed to be one vision, and then the new guy came in, changed everything about it, and they want the original, and that's why it's going to be the Snyder Cut. What it was supposed to be like, what the fans were actually supposed to get, and it's like over 3-4 hours long.
Does Batman kill Superman? Because that's awesome. Yep.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Remember when Batman vs Superman came out, and you had to keep the secret from who won?
That's the movie we're talking about. It's the same movie.
Justice League versus Superman versus Batman?
Yeah.
Weber said Snyder's vision is always the worst vision. He's ruined so many comic books.
Are those two the same movie?
What Justice League?
and Batman versus Superman.
Think of it as a sequel.
Yeah. Two different movies.
Two different movies, but they are sequels.
Have Justice League.
Wait a minute. So what are they gonna call this one?
The Snyder
Justice
Cut.
League Snyder Cut.
That's it? Just gonna call it the Snyder Cut? The Snyder
Justice
Cut?
League, the Snyder Cut.
The Snyder.
But you gotta have HBO to see that, right?
Instead of the director's cut, you're gonna get the Snyder Cut.
And how are you gonna see it on HBO?
Probably HBO Plus, yeah, for the time being until, let's say, this pandemic is over.
So, finishing the comment, he said even 300, he followed 90% of the comic and it was fine, but that 10% was complete trash. Melly said Batman versus Superman and Justice League were both trash.
Yeah. Wait, this is how I felt about it.
I'm gonna hook Baby on with Melly.
I enjoyed Batman versus Superman.
I fell asleep. I fell asleep.
Good.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
Look at Sailor's face. Look at her.
My sister was supposed to bring me water, and I don't see my water, and my throat is really dying right
You know, it's really hard to get interns these days.
now.
Really hard.
I'm like, I literally sent you upstairs to get one thing, and you just...
Intern!
chop.
Bring that woman some water!
Chop.
Bring Queen some water!
My sister's upstairs now. She's upstairs. It's too late.
You're fired!
That's racist. Shut up.
This is my water bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not gonna rub it in her face.
Too late.
Is she ready to fight us? We love you, Sailor.
Where's my water?
All right. So, what are movies they need to clean up, do parts 2, sequels, to really stay connected with fans? I don't know what we're calling this episode. Maybe the real fan service or disconnected politically. I don't know.
Man, talk about fan service. I'm gonna throw him away. Throw him in the garbage.
We could just call it Geek's Perspective.
What do we call it?
A Geek's Perspective.
Geek's Perspective. Part 1. Because I got some things. I got some things to talk about. That Sailor, I know Sailor's going to be excited.
Fan service.
Gonna be excited. Yeah. Wait, Sailor. You know, if you just come to New York, you wouldn't have to do all that fancy-dancy taking pictures of yourself. There are tons of photographers in New York. I'm just saying. I know one that might hook you up.
Man,
It's me.
everybody will hook you.
I take some dope pictures.
Yeah. Why do you even live where you live? What's happening? What's
I'd
there?
rather live here than New York. I'm sorry, y'all. I pay $7.49 for rent. Sorry.
Wait, wow. Wait, what?
That's one of those.
I have a 2-bedroom apartment, and it goes upstairs. I'm
You
not
sound like
doing that.
a robot chicken.
I really hated that theme song. I wonder if anyone's gonna cosplay that like robot chicken. Yes, it's literally robotic chicken ever.
Yeah, I would love to.
Somebody
What-
Google that. Google that and leave a comment. There's got to be someone on the planet, and if they're not, they're gonna do it now.
Weber
Somebody's gonna do it.
Weber said, Sailor, if you teleport yourself into a bank vault, you wouldn't have to worry about money. And then Melly said, you get a 400 square foot studio apartment in New York for like $2,000 a month. Laughing my ass off. Psych.
Melly.
Melly, we love you. We
Melly,
really
but you
do
don't
love
need a car in New York, Melly.
It's not even in the kitchen.
Melly would live there if it wasn't going to make her homeless.
Aw. We'll make sure you're not homeless, Melly. You're not
Yep.
like the
Are you gonna give
others.
us discounts on rent?
Yeah.
Are you gonna give us discounts on rent because I'm going to work there? That's a real question.
Yeah, you could find that same price range in parts of New York too.
Yeah.
is water, electricity, and all that included?
Yeah.
Depending
the
on where
price?
you live.
Depending where you live, yeah.
And what city part would I live?
Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, Staten
No,
Island, Long Island.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I'm bougie.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Jersey.
No.
Some parts of
Jersey.
Richmond, I think. I
Jersey.
think Canarsie, maybe the rent's dropping. Because remember, a lot of people left, so
Jersey.
whoever they can get.
Sailor.
I will not have a 2-floor apartment in New York for $749 with everything included. With everything included, Wi-Fi, cable, water, electric. No, it's not.
Sailor. Jersey. Jersey.
Ew.
Don't say ill, Jersey.
I will never live in that state ever in my life.
Jersey.
Virginia's nice.
All right.
Virginia's
All right.
nice.
All right. Let's bring it back.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you're witnessing now is a world of real estate from a geek's perspective. A world of opportunities where one man's castle is one woman's dump. And one's woman castle, 2 floors, mind you, is one's man's, wow, that's amazing. But why would I want to live there?
I'm sorry, y'all. I really, Richmond is the closest thing in Virginia to New York at this point. And, yikes, okay? So why would I, why would I do that? Why would I do that, y'all?
Until 4 o'clock.
Why would I do that, y'all?
All right, I have a question. If you had to pay expensive rent, what is that sound? What's going on there?
It's the train.
It's a train, just like how I hear it in New York.
So what would be the difference besides the rent and equal to us?
Environment, people around me, having a grassy area and a gated community. No, I'm sorry.
You have
okay.
you have plenty of grass, plenty of gated communities. You have us. Did I mention us? Because us is here. You have rides. You have parties. You have places you can go. You have beaches. Let's not talk about Virginia Beach because that place is worse than New
And
York.
wait a minute, you're forgetting the most important ingredient. The reason why. See folks, see what I'm doing? Hold on a second.
Ew.
Hold on a second. I'm bringing everything.
Wait. You would go to a beach?
No, you wait. I'm bringing things back to center. The show is almost over. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to do social media, but I just want to say, we're bringing it back to center. Being connected, being politically aware. Make sure you vote, because in 2 years, the Senate and all. And remember, pay your taxes, because in New York and New Jersey, we have buses and trains. And this is why you pay a premium for all those things. But if you don't pay your taxes, those things can't work. And if those things don't work, you need to move to Virginia, because that's where it's at. All right, everybody, give your social media.
But you have to make sure you understand that people from Northern Virginia are not like people from the North. We are not
social media
as,
time.
What's the word?
Save for the
We're
next
not
show.
as straightforward.
I know you guys are slow
Or
and racist.
No,
Backwards.
I'm saying we're not the type to be 50 Cent type or tough attitudes and
bougie.
I'm being honest, so I'm always honest. I'm not changing myself for nobody. Y'all, the men that I have.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna cut off at the cutoff time. This is interesting. We'll just have to do a part 2 of Davion and Sailor talking mess back and forth, and then Corey just adding his 5 cents and smiling like he's smarter than everyone. And me, trying to bring back the focus of the show. You're watching GEEKCASTER. Oh, enjoy yourselves. Music. Where's the music?
Wow.
Where's the music? Yeah.
Wow.
We need the music. Here we go.
Wow.
I feel like every one of your streams are
Sounds so good.
Yeah, something.
And then if I wanted a nice neighborhood.